Ghost nuggets. Y'all can't fuck with me. I'm him. I've been him. I will continue to be him. Yellow rubies glistening like piss. Gulping sea monkeys by the gallon, my tummy feel crazy. That coochie yummy slime. That coochie doing it for me slime. They thought they could stop a demon, I'm back. The Zaza got me speaking Esperanto. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. We out here cloud seeding, the scope gleaming. You can't trust me. I don't even trust myself. I don't know who I am anymore. I'm getting too much money. Ass so fat, I'm peeking off this Danny Phantom slime. Can you remind me who I am? Get the president on the phone now. I fronted him a brick. I need my money. Hello? Black China? I'm moving different. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. I'm a dog. I'm biting the fart bubbles in the bath. We smoking symbiotes. Smoking that Whoopi Goldberg South Egyptian Fur Burger Deluxe Mega Million Scratcher Skunk Bubba Kush. We smoking dung beetle. I'm on 12 Vicodins smoking on Scooby-Doo dick. We smoking Sequoia Banshee boogers. We snorting that good Buffalo Soldier Tamarind Jordanian jibbies. They must have amnesia. They forgot that I'm him. That Burberry backwoods pack hitting that pussy smell like a Hellcat V8. We smoking shit in a glass pipe blowing the Lord's bubbles. I'm sick in the head. I'm on them Broward County Tic Tacs. I'm on them Georgetown Geronimos. I'm on them Nashville Nibblers. I left my Margellas in the Benz truck. I'll have to stun on them next time. I don't give a fuck if I go blind. I don't need to see the price tag anyway. I'm high on 12 Jason Bournes, looking to beat the cum out of a thick, fresh oak. We're smoking filtered crack, you stupid piece of shit. I'll fucking kill you. Call that pussy the Matrix, cause I'm in this bitch and I can't get out. Last guy who ran off on the pack got choked out by some Givenchy gloves. The last thing he ever saw was the price tag on them. Slowly faded into darkness, and I let the archangels take him. Yeah. I need more Sequoia Banshee boogers. Don't be shy, girl. I love me some pastrami mud flat.
I'm not quite sure why I'm here or what I'm doing, but there's a reason. I don't like Facebook, and I don't like the internet. The library blocked my password. Now tell me, does that make any sense to you?
This is absolutely lit. This is lit, 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 lit. This is absolutely lit. This is lit, 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 lit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dark Times with Dark Mad Steve. We are here again, and Chef Candace Owens is in the kitchen cooking. She's cooking up something spicy. What is it this time? The Israeli cell phones. This is going to get interesting tonight. So yeah, guys, Candace Owens has been relentless with her own personal investigating into Charlie Kirk, her friend Charlie Kirk, getting assassinated. So we're going to take a look at all the info that was released with that, what she is saying about it, how she knows, all that good shit. There's a few people that have been like reposting these clips. We'll see what they have to say about it. I forget the one guy's name. I know Jesse on Fire is the second thing we're going to take a look at, his clip talking about this, but it's he wasn't discussing the cell phones. Jesse on Fire apparently got artificial intelligence involved with solving the Charlie Kirk case, and you guys might be interested to see what it says. So yeah, guys, that's what we got on the menu for this evening. Chef Candace is in the kitchen, so I hope you brought your appetite. Where are we tonight? YouTube, Rumble, and X, formerly known as Twitter. It's now just called X, and it's extra androgynous. And yeah, Rumble should enjoy the show. Rumble likes a little bit of Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk conspiracies over there. Those people are out of their minds on ivermectin and fembendazole and stuff. And that makes your brain crave conspiracy theories. I don't know if you guys knew that. So they should be loving it on Rumble tonight. But I would prefer, I am trying to build, well, I would like to build my Rumble too, but that's definitely been a lot slower. I can get decent views, but it's been a little bit harder to gain followers and stuff on the Rumble. So yeah, feel free to follow me there, but I do prefer kind of, to build my YouTube. So yeah, get up in the chat wherever the hell you're at and talk to me, and I'll edge you for a couple hours. We're not going to stay on too late tonight, guys, so we'll see. But all right, let's get to it. Let me get to the chat, say hello to everybody, and we'll get started here. Chat, I'm inside you. Can you feel me? Am I big? Total technology scam in South Carolina. Hello, welcome. Michael Earl, Johnny Z, Rainey, Scott Starbird, the man himself, Scott Starbird's in here. Who is this? Total technology scam in South Carolina. Who is this person? Is this someone I'm familiar with? Is that a new name? Dutch Duke, Kenny Powers. What's up, lovers? Lovers, welcome. Lovers, welcome, one and all. Richie April's in here. You are not first, but we're glad you're here. Welcome. You might be the first JD Vance supporter in my chat tonight. You're the first in that. You shouldn't want that on your record. Bart Hutchinson, welcome, welcome. Saul DePaul. Thank you guys for coming to hang. Oh, what? You guys like the jam? Yeah, don't forget, guys, how much work I put into this goddamn stream. I made all of my royalty-free tracks that I intro and outro the show with. All of them, I made them myself, unless I intro with something like a Death Grip song. Sometimes I'll intro with, if we're talking about a band or something, I'll do something special. But all of the general songs I got in rotation for intros and everything, I made them myself. Aren't I cool? Oh, Brian from Philly's in here. What's up? What's up? Welcome. Thanks for joining us. High level shit. It's you know what? People wonder why this stream is so badass. It boggles people's minds. It's because I'm the host. That's what it is. Okay. Where should we get started here? I guess let's take a look. We'll do the AI. We'll do the AI thing separately, because I think probably, I know a lot of the time when I cover some of the Candace stuff, I do get some, well, there's supporters and opponents and proponents of Candace Owens that normally click on the stream when I cover some of her stuff. So we'll get to that first. And we'll talk about the AI stuff where let me get the chat up on the page. Here we go. You guys are going to cover my parody award. Look at that. When I put you guys up, it covers my parody award. You know how hard I worked for this measly, pathetic little award back here? You guys have a clue how hard I worked on that for that? You don't, do you? And I'm just going to let the chat crawl all over my fucking parody award. The parody ship has sailed, though. That's what I hear, guys. I'm the consensus is in. The parody ship has sailed like a Jewish slave ship, bringing people from Africa. Okay, let's let's get going here. I got all my tabs up. All right, so first, should we go to Twitter? So I know I do have some stuff saved on the gram. All right, I'll bring that up too, but we'll probably go to the Twitter first. Bro, I'm just like, it's actually kind of crazy. Guys, is it not like, I don't know. I just assumed by now Candace Owens would like not be talking about the Charlie Kirk stuff. I didn't think it would last this long, but I feel like this might be going somewhere interesting. And guys, I called this. I don't know how long she's had this info on the cell phones and stuff, but she is throttling releasing what she has. That is interesting to me because she talked about having a dead man switch, right? We talked about that already. And so I don't know how much of this info. She definitely has some stuff that I'm sure she's going to sit on forever until she's, sufficiently said what she needs to say about her different Charlie Kirk theories. Who knows if she'll ever shut up about it? Not that I want her to. I don't mean it to sound like that at all. I fucking love this. I love it. It's so funny. And the thing is, she is kind of like a mean girl. She's a little bit like, she has this like, vibe about her. Like she likes to gossip a little bit and it irritates some people. And I like that too, because it's like, it's a thorn in the right people's sides, in my opinion, with this. The way she's just kind of like, she keeps nipping and pecking away at, like a woodpecker at the bark of a tree and picking at the little insects inside one by one. When she could, it appears she could just like, if we're continuing with this terrible analogy, she could just strip the bark off the whole tree and fucking eat every insect at once. But she's methodically releasing shit and sitting on some stuff. And then when she brings the receipts, it's like, people get so fucking pissed. People get so pissed. And that's one thing I'm going to show you guys is some stuff from Instagram, because I want to show you guys one of the pages that I follow that might actually be getting one of those $7,000 checks from a certain Middle Eastern country that may or may not be our greatest ally. I want to show you guys this page because it really is crazy to me how this one page I follow has been one of the not biggest, but a heavy hitter in terms of like covering conspiracy type of stuff and a boots on the ground kind of person with regard to some conspiracies. And this person has gone full anti-Candace Owens. And every time they put up one of these posts talking about it, it's Natalie Denise, by the way. I've talked about her on here before. Every time she puts up one of these posts, it's like, it's one of those things where you listen, you watch it, and if you pay attention, you're like, wow, this is actually like the worst argument ever. And it's so bad that it makes me think you're getting paid, because it's like I hope you would have the sense to not look this stupid for free. You hope that when some of these people you see, Panda, I said it before, one day Candace and her husband will be billionaires. Why not? She deserves it. What is her dead man switch? BW. Well, I don't know. That's the thing. That's what makes a good dead man switch is you don't know what's in it. Javi's up in here. Benji killed Charlie Kirk? Probably. You know what? It was probably like 100 fucking different people. And never mind. I was just going to say something about Erica Kirk, but we'll save that for later. Enjoy that. Enjoy what? What, did you send something to me? Because I did get a notification. Okay, you're... Bro, what is Candace Owens hiding from us? Her dead man switch, bro. I don't know. Richie, we're gonna have to wait and see. See, this is, I'm hoping she slowly releases the dead man switch stuff just over time. Once she's like comfortable with thinking she's not gonna get assassinated or something. I don't know. Okay, so there's Stu Peters. Who's the fucking other guy? All right, let's bring this one up. Oh wait, are you guys? Can you see this? Okay, no, you can't. Let me get you guys on this tab. Okay, so this is the Stu Peters. There's another guy that's reposting these clips. A bunch of people are, but you know. So let's take a look at this. This is about, yeah, this is the Candace says 12 Israelis were on the ground at UVU when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Guys, why like for real, I was so ready to say, like, you know, we don't know. We don't know. And what does this mean, right? What is it? So what? There's 12 Israelis there. Who cares? They're our greatest ally. They were there to support Charlie. So who cares, right? Oh, who cares that they had the motive to take him out and they were there and, you know, the 10 other things. Who cares? What is it? What does that mean? Don't jump to conclusions. You sound crazy.
Shadow of a doubt, confirm. Putting my name on this. Not only can I confirm this, but I can publicly challenge the very Zionist occupied Trump administration who is aware of this.
Lord have mercy. She's really laying it out. The Zionist Trump administration. Yeah. Don't they have like, well, I'll have to find the pictures. What do they call him? They have the fucking, in Israel, they have I've been seeing these like billboards where they call Trump the Messiah. You guys have seen these, right? What's the name that they call? I'm going to look for that while we listen to this. Hold on.
Deny it. To come out and say, no, that's not true. And if Kash Patel is done crying.
Yeah, so Candace Owens is saying, come on, prove me wrong. She's speaking directly to the Trump administration right now. And Kash Patel, prove me wrong that there were not 12. Do you want to deny that there were 12 Israelis there in at the UVU campus when, you know, unfortunately we lost Charlie Kirk?
Occupied Trump administration who is aware of this to deny it, to come out and say, no, that's not true. And if Kash Patel is done crying about the mean tweets on the internet regarding his sensational singing girlfriend, he can also certainly make the time of day to deny what I am saying if it is untrue. Ladies and gentlemen, there were, for whatever reason, 12 Israeli cell phones on the ground at Utah Valley University the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. This has completely spooked the people that are very high up in government. Now, to be clear, I don't mean that there were 12 VPNs that were switched and routed through Israel on that day. I mean that there were 12 personal cell phone accounts that were opened in Israel, okay? Like you go into Verizon in Tennessee or...
Well, that's good that she's establishing that it's not switched VPNs, because didn't we talked about that? What was the last thing where this came up? Oh. Yes, the Google. Remember, this was another thing that Israel gets tied into, this whole Kirk conspiracy. People say, why don't you think it was Qatar that killed Charlie Kirk? Why do you think it was the Jews? All of the Google searches, you use the Wayback Machine and look at what people Googled. And for some reason, these names that no one else had any reason to Google before Charlie Kirk got assassinated, for some reason, people in, DC and Israel were Googling the name Charlie Kirk, the name of the fucking construction company that tore up the sod and replaced it with slabs of cement the day after Kirk got killed, and allowed no ballistics investigation type of shit to go on because they contaminated the crime scene. All the judges, prosecutors, like all these fucking people who no one's ever Googled in their life, for some reason, they were getting Googled in Israel like months prior to Kirk getting assassinated. So that was another thing. But we discussed that night. We said, okay, well, we don't know, at least from what we were reading. Maddie P's up in here. What's up, Maddie P? Promo code Bob Cook. What's up, lovers? Thank you guys for coming to hang. So we were talking about that night, at least from what we were reading. It wasn't clear that they didn't use a VPN. You know, you could think if you wanted to be some either some crazy terrorist group not related to Israel at all or something, you wanted to be some crazy terrorist group that was going to take out Charlie Kirk and you wanted Israel to get blamed for it, you could, if you're really, really thinking ahead and thinking like, yeah, people are definitely going to think this was Israel because he talks so much shit about Israel and da-da-da-da-da. If we want to make it look like Israel did it, we could fucking Google these people before this shit happens, and we'll use VPNs to switch our IP or whatever to make it look like these people are being Googled from within the actual country of Israel when they're not really. There were some arguments people made about that with some of like the Russia conspiracies and stuff. I forget what exact thing, but one of the Russia theories about some shit with Trump and something else, some people were thinking that there were actually VPNs used to make it look like certain shit was happening from Russia, but it probably wasn't. I don't fucking know. Anyway, but she's claiming, at least she's covering that that base there by saying, no, we know that it isn't a simple VPN type of switch thing. So I would be interested to, well, I guess we'd probably have, this is edited, so she might explain it more long form. But she's at least ruling that out so people don't have doubts about her info here.
Connecticut, and you open your phone, I am saying that they opened their phones in Israel, those accounts in Israel, and they were on the ground on September 10th at Utah Valley University when Charlie was shot. Now, the NSA knows this. Kash Patel knows this. People in the current administration know this, and they are desperate for some reason to stop that information from being released to the public. Why? Because they're the most transparent administration ever? Is that why? Is this like Jeffrey Epstein transparency that we're getting? Because that's what it feels like. It always seems that on the topic of this one nation that's only the size of New Jersey and has done nothing wrong ever and was truly the greatest friend to Charlie right up until the very end, never put any pressure on him, suddenly everybody abandons their values. If there's nothing to hide, then there's nothing to hide. Maybe the cell phones belonged to some exchange students. It's possible. Maybe 12 Israelis were touring UVU on that day because, I don't know, Utah Valley University is a place where they maybe wanted to attend in the future. Maybe 12 American students had Israeli-based cell phones because they had just come back from a summer abroad program and they wanted to keep their Israeli cell phones running when they got back home to Utah. I don't know, but I'd like to know. In fact, we need to know the answer to this question. Why are they hiding this information? And why and who did those 12 Israeli cell phones belong to? I don't like.
You know what I think it is? Here's my theory, guys, because Israel is our greatest ally. I think these 12 Israeli people were actually there at the UVU campus to protect Charlie Kirk, but they failed because the trans people came up with a scheme that was too good, too elaborate. Got a guy on a roof 200 yards away. Who could have predicted that? Those poor Israelis. They were trying to save Charlie Kirk, guys. That's why there were 12 of them there. They were trying to save him. Wouldn't it be so funny if the 12 cell phones were all like the TPUSA staff? The 12 cell phones, they literally all went to Israel to buy their cell phones and then came back to do this TPUSA tour. Oh, fuck. One from each tribe, Saul to Paul, yeah. I was thinking 12 Monkeys, the movie. I want to see that again. That's like a conspiracy movie, right? I forget what happens in it. It's some group. It's like a militant group, 12 Monkeys, and there's some kind of I forget what happens in that movie. I think I was too stoned every time I watched it. And if I ever watch it again, that it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to be too fucking high to remember. But I'm going to be so baked, I'm going to enjoy it more than you. Ooh.
Secrets, especially when they pertain to the public execution of my friend Charlie Kirk.
Okay, so I did find this. Here, check this out. So these fucking bro, these are in Israel. There's more than one of them too, because this one's in Tel Aviv. I think there was one somewhere else. Let me go down here so it's as big as possible. This is Donald Trump on a billboard in Tel Aviv, and it shows Trump with the American and Israeli flags sort of meshed together. Looks fucking stupid. And then next to it, it says, Cyrus the Great is alive. Bro, have y'all seen this? Brad Pitt movie. His character in that was awesome. Yeah, 12 Monkeys was pretty cool. Bro, what's the Bruce Willis movie? Holy fuck. That's desecrating our flag to mix it with the Israeli one. I agree. Fifth. Oh no, that's not. That's not the one I was thinking of, bro. There's the one Bruce Willis movie where he time travels or something, right? That's what I thought you were getting confused. Which one is that? That's not Armageddon, Pulp Fiction. Yeah, you guys are a lot of help. Thank you so much. I always talk so good about you, chat. I always say, you know what? God bless the chat, because they always help me in a time in need. They're always there. They got the info. Hold on. I got to Google this now because you guys aren't helping me. Or am I remembering the wrong actor? I feel like I have Bruce Willis's disease. I can't fucking remember anything right now. What's the one he gets shot by a bullet from World War I or something? Time travel. Looper! Wait, is that it? I think that's it. I think this is it. Oh my God. Kenny Powers said it, and I'm such a dick. Well, you gave me 3 fake ones too. You're trolling me for a whole minute straight and then gave me the right answer. No, that's right, Kenny. Looper. So sometimes I would get that confused with 12 Monkeys because I saw them around the same time when I was baked. I do remember that. We watched some weird movies. Okay, anyway. What's the deal with these? Let's Google this though. Hold on. What's the deal with these Cyrus billboards? Let's see what the MSM is saying about it. Daily Mail. Trump is compared to Persian ruler Cyrus the Great in huge billboards across Israel after historic Gaza peace deal. There's already people been getting killed after that, right? Guess I need to take the billboards down. Israeli hostages reunited. Da, 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 da. Bro, they gave Trump. See, this is the thing. There's a pattern of fucking weird behavior. I barely know what I'm talking about here, but Israel gave Donald Trump. There's like this theme of them thinking Trump is the Messiah. They gave him some kind of crown thing. I read something about this. It's like a golden crown. Golden pager. They gave him a golden pager. That is true. Hold on. Israel Heritage Foundation awarded Trump a silver crown of Jerusalem to honor his decision to move the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. Is this the thing that I read about? I don't know, but now I just want to watch Looper. Now I want to shut off the stream and go watch Looper, guys. Yes, Looper. Guys, you know what is a good time travel movie? Which I shouldn't even... This is the problem. You guys, I want to tell you this so you'll go watch it. But it's almost like, no one's going to go watch the movie if I tell you, hey, go watch this movie. And I don't tell you anything. And I tell you, don't Google it. Don't look up what it's about. I'm telling you, just go watch it. Just take my word for it. No, not Interstellar, but I do. Yes, you gotta go watch Interstellar. It's pretty good. But there's a different time travel movie that someone showed me, and I wish I could recreate for you guys the experience of seeing this movie and going into it kind of not knowing what it's about. I wish I could. Maybe some other day I'll recommend it to you. I don't want to tell you guys that it's a time travel movie, because then when you're going to watch it being like, where do they time travel? When's the moment? What is it? I got to pay attention. It's better if you just watch the movie and sort of like, and halfway through it, you're like, oh. Back to the Future. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Kenny Powers. Shit, did I just give it away? Guys, go watch Back to the Future. You got to tell us. You guys want to know? You guys want to know. People are really upset with me. Time Bandits, no. Boomer Balls, but welcome. No, guys, the movie is Primer. I'll go ahead and tell you. It's Primer, okay? It's still a good movie, even if you already know. I watched the movie not knowing what they were doing. It's a movie about time travel. Just go watch it. And that's all I'm telling you. That's all I'm telling you. It's interesting. But it's a damn good one. When someone showed it to me and didn't tell me shit, they're just like, let me show you this movie. It's called Primer. I was like, oh, okay, sure, whatever. I'd take your word for it. You wouldn't fucking make me sit through something retarded, so I'll watch this. Guys, don't Google it. Panda, I just told you, don't spoil it for yourself. Just watch it. Don't Google what it's about or anything. Whatever. Don't look into it. Just go watch it. Don't ruin it for yourself. For fuck's sake, that took a minute. I'm sorry. It's like pulling teeth to get time travel movies out of me. All right, so what was the other? Let me see if okay, let me drop this down here so you guys don't see who's in it. Doesn't matter who's in it. You don't need to know who's in it. Just go watch it. There was another clip with Stu Peters. Okay, is this true? Kash Patel shut down. When did I save this? And how have I not covered it yet? Kash Patel, hold on. Let's look to see if this. Let me just Google to see. Make sure this isn't some crazy person making something up. Push back on, yes, this is 5 days ago. Okay. Patel reportedly pushed back on foreign probe in Kirk case. Senior administration sources pushing back on claims of internal conflict within federal law enforcement and intelligence agencies investigating the assassination of Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk, according to Fox News. Here, let me get you guys on this tab. The official said reports of friction between FBI Director Kash Patel and National Counterterrorism Center Joe Kent were exaggerated, emphasizing that the agencies are cooperating closely under Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard. Recent media accounts allege Patel was alarmed that Kent claimed FBI case files connected to the shooting imply the move caused tension inside the Trump administration. New York Times based its story on unnamed officials asserting Kent had overstepped his authority by reviewing materials related to the case against 22-year-old Tyler James Robinson, the accused gunman. Kent's review was conducted lawfully and in coordination with appropriate personnel. There's no feud here, the source says. Everyone involved is working towards the same goal, finding out whether anyone helped the shooter and ensuring justice for Charlie Kirk. Yeah, right. Okay. Charge Robinson. Times report drew criticism for relying on an anonymous source and portraying Patel as an obstacle. Huh. So I guess it's been sort of reported that there's a little bit of, people stepping on each other's toes within the different agencies, but I guess they're sort of denying it here. Okay. Well, that's fun. Well, it sounds like we're getting nowhere with this. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Here, let me pull this up. Where's the other Stu Peters video? He was saying something about, so the, I don't know if I'll be able to find this video, but it was about, Stu Peters was breaking down. I didn't watch the full thing, but he was talking about, so remember the donors, right? The donor texts that Candace Owens released and was later verified. those texts showing that donors were pulling out of supporting TPUSA because Charlie Kirk was being critical of Israel in any way, shape, or form. Apparently, TPUSA has gotten those donors back. Imagine that. Now that Charlie Kirk is dead, somehow they were able to secure those donors again. I mean, that doesn't prove anything, right, guys? But it's just interesting. Hold on. What? I didn't have this. Here we go. There we go. Oh, cool. Yeah, thanks, Instagram. What do we got? A mute button somewhere I can't see? Cool, thanks.
Hundreds of millions of dollars that was rejected by Charlie Kirk has now been secured by his successors. So in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's death, the very people that he did not want influencing Turning Point USA are influencing Turning Point USA. And it's people like Tyler Boyer that are making all of this possible. So, like I mentioned, this guy is a political operative of sorts. He came out of the GOP in Arizona, no less. Maricopa County on top of that. One of, if not the most politically corrupt and disgusting jurisdictions in all of the country.
How do you spin this? I'm just actually curious because they've been able to spin everything, not convincingly, but they've been able to spin every little thing however they want. The TPUSA people and whatever, no matter what Candace Owens released, they go, we're so glad this got released. And, you know, because we want to be transparent, but we didn't want to release it because it's not, you know, it's crossing boundaries. But Candace Owens doesn't care about crossing the line here because she's a rotten little cunt. But we're so happy it got released now because now we have transparency. And, you know, I'm wondering how they're going to be able to spin this as the donors that Charlie Kirk let go. I mean, it's not, he didn't tell them he didn't want their money, but Charlie Kirk could have completely did a 180 on all of his transparency with his questions regarding our loyalty to and from our greatest ally, Israel. Charlie Kirk could have shut all of that up and completely put a stop to it and kept his donors, but he chose not to. He chose to honor his own free will and thoughts and respect the integrity and intelligence of his audiences by questioning these kind of things, these real issues to question regarding our government's involvement with another government. He stayed true to that and said, fuck your money. And so how are they going to spin this now as this is what Charlie Kirk would have wanted? How are they going to do that now? Well, you know, now that Charlie's dead, we're gonna get those donors back and promise them we'll never say a bad word about Israel. It's what Charlie would have wanted, because now we're gonna, you know, use that money to pay for, I don't know, we're gonna pay a woman $100 to not get an abortion or something. I don't know what are they gonna? How do you spin this?
This was the launching pad for the full frontal assault on
How do you spin this like a dreidel?
America's electoral system in its most aggressive form. And that's where this guy was plugged in. Tyler Boyer, the chief operating officer at TPUSA, who secures all of the Jewish donors that Charlie Kirk was refusing to align with. After his Mormon mission, he went to ASU. Candace Owens says that he majored in Soviet studies, which would somewhat make sense because his Mormon mission took him to Russia, at which point he developed ties to these shady Ukrainian orphanages that are so oftentimes connected directly with child sex trafficking operations. These relocation schemes in war-torn countries. And you remember who else was directly tied to Eastern European orphanages? Erica Kirk in Romania. What are these people doing? Do you find that to be just a little bit weird at 22 years old? Is this the type of thing that you were into? You know, think back to when you were 22, 23, 25 years old. Were you running Ukrainian orphanages?
At 22 years old, I was the orphan.
And some people say that Tyler Boyer actually introduced Erica to Charlie Kirk. So the timeline of this guy's life just reads like that of a complete cutout, man. Someone who's sent in for a specific job that keeps...
Maddie P with the good questions. Does Tyler own a tiny hat? Maybe round in shape, tiny country, tiny hat. Not non-existent foreskin. Guys, I wish I still had my foreskin. That's one thing I will never forgive them for. Never. I will never forget that my foreskin was taken. And I think foreskins are cool. I don't care what anybody says. You guys got tricked by some crazy religious cult to think that foreskins are fucking weird. It's not. Foreskins are cool, and I wish I had mine. Panda says, I still got my sock. Bro, I'm so fucking jealous. Boomer balls, LOL, me too. My mom's decision, not mine. Isn't it fucked up? Isn't it fucked up? My mom was a nurse. Well, you know what? I don't know if she took part in that decision because I was adopted. But I was like, you know, my biological parents never took care of me or nothing. My mom took me, you know, from I was born and then kept in the hospital till I was like taken home. So I don't know if she was actually part of that decision or not. Without consent, bro, some fucking rabbi took my snatched it. It's bullshit.
Keeps popping up in all of these noteworthy places under noteworthy circumstances because he's there by design and because he'll just do his job without asking too many questions because he's compromised. By the way, we've now learned that the hundreds of millions of...
Okay, it started over. The hundreds of millions. Panda, I have a brother, yes. He's 2 years older than me. And he also got his foreskin snatched by a rabbi. It's a shame. Bro, this is why Gavin McInnes, I really like Gavin McInnes, but he is like, he's been hit or miss lately. And I don't know how I feel about it. Let's take a look at this. This is his. Oh God, I thought that wasn't gonna load. Here we go. Get this back on here. Bro, fucking Gavin McInnes. This is the literal turning point. Choose a side. You're either with Erica or you're a liberal. The end. Bro, this is like where I start thinking you might be $7,000 richer after a tweet like this. I mean, how can I'm actually questioning. This is a real question. How do you not know that this reads like a retarded person typed it? As Gavin McInnes, how do you not know this? He might actually be like, you know, falling off the wagon a little bit. Either you're with Erica or you're a liberal. Guys, I voted for Trump 3 times in a row. Am I a liberal? How much of a fucking liberal am I? I 100% supported, I condemned the shooting, 100% supported the fact that Charlie Kirk should be allowed to be a public speaker and say whatever and not get shot. I was not a proponent of everything, a supporter of everything Charlie Kirk said. I was very critical of Charlie Kirk, but still a supporter of him being a loud voice within the conservative movement and the MAGA movement too. I feel like Charlie Kirk was even, God bless him, was probably centering the MAGA movement, or grounding the MAGA movement a little bit, pulling it slightly away from the fucking Israel shit, like on accident. He's damn hilarious. I like Gavin McInnes. $7,000 is enough to make a time travel movie. It sure is. Travel back in time and pretend God told you land was yours. It's kind of time travel that is. Gavin is funny. I do like Gavin, but he fucking pisses me off with some stupid shit like this. So here we go. Erica Kirk says she was told not to see Charlie Kirk's body. Let's watch.
Get into the room. One of the law enforcement guys comes in. It's very sweet, but what do you say to someone whose husband just was assassinated?
Okay, so this is the interesting thing too, guys. Someone else pointed this out. I've been reading a bunch of different shit. Anytime I see an Erica Kirk post, even if it's a pro Erica Kirk type of post, I like to read the comments, pro or anti, whatever the post is, to gauge what other people are saying, what other people are thinking, and whatever. And this is how retarded the fucking saying everyone that fucking questions Erica Kirk is a fucking crazy leftist. Dude, I 100%, when I saw that there were clips of Erica Kirk where she was crying over his casket and all this, every video of her I clicked on from the jump, I clicked on the video ready to sit there and cry with her. I actually cried seeing videos of his little kids and stuff because he looked like such a good father. And I clicked on videos of her ready to be like, all right, I'm going to sit here and bawl my fucking eyes out because they took Charlie Kirk and his poor wife, his poor widow is left here to deal with the world, raise the kids and all the rest of it without him. What a fucking tragedy. And I click on the video and watch her do bad acting. I'm sorry. It's just what it looks like to me. I did not go into this wanting to talk shit about Charlie Kirk or Erica Kirk or TPUSA or Israel or fucking anything. I just went into this with an open mind and it looks sketchy. This looks sketchy. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care who it offends.
Get into the room.
Oh, I was saying, the reason I paused it, some people were saying this is what she does with the tissue. So the reason some people are speculating about Erica Kirk and the tissues to the face and all this, because this is the thing. She is constantly pressing tissues to her face when there are objectively no tears. None. And she's dabbing the tissue under her eyes like this over and over, and there's no tears. And some people are saying that she has some kind of like, Saul DePaul says, I agree, she looks a little bit acty. Bro, every single time it's the fake deep breaths, my husband, the fake sad cadence. I'm so fucking sickened by it. I don't buy it for a second. I'm sorry. But so people are speculating that what's actually happening is she has some kind of fucking what were they saying, like a Vicks or some, there's different like chemicals and shit that you can put. They use this in like acting and stuff like that, like actual acting for a show or a play or something, where they will actually put something on the tissue that when you hold it under your eyes, like this even works with like vinegar and stuff. If you put like vinegar right under your eye, it'll make your eye tear up. Yeah, an irritant. That's what Saltapol. Thank you, sir. Yes, some, I don't remember which ones they said, but yes, so basically some type of irritant that'll actually make your eyes water a little bit. So like sometimes it looks like her eyes get a little bit watery. But guys, it's like, I'm sorry, and I've thought about this and have felt even more vindicated like when I was crying about my mom and just like thinking about it, like, dude, my mom, you know, I don't want to be grim here, but my mom was kind of like, you know, I hate to put it this way, but like slowly dying for a few years. Her lung function was just steadily going downhill. And I cried about it multiple times because I thought we wouldn't have even had her as long as we did. And I cried about it a bunch of times, guys. And still, even, you know, after she passed, I cried a bunch of times. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. I've never seen one video of Erica Kirk where she seems genuinely like she's real torn up about it. I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. I know some people will say, well, everyone grieves differently and whatever. I'm sorry, but she basically is showing no signs of grieving. Her eyes, it does seem like sometimes her eyes will get like a little watery or something, but I've never seen like a single tear roll down her cheek. And her, when she's speaking, genuinely struggling to speak because her voice is shaky because she is heartbroken. I went through that 2 times trying to stream on here. My mom hadn't even passed yet. But I could tell we were getting to the end of the line. And I tried to stream on that one, whenever it was, Wednesday or something. I couldn't even fucking talk. And then when I went to stream, the first stream after my mom passed and I got on here, and there was like just times I couldn't even fucking talk. I was so fucked up and sad. I've never seen any moment that genuinely seems like that with Erica Kirk. I am sorry. I'm not someone who was promoting Kamala Harris or Biden, or I'm not someone who has a track record as a crazy Democrat. I'm sorry, you guys, you MAGA people, you're going to have to get used to it. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of people collecting their $7,000 checks, and you guys are going to look like you are collecting the fucking checks because I'm sorry, there are genuinely people out here that have no ill will towards Charlie Kirk or his family that think that there's something fucked up going on here. You guys are just going to have to get used to it. And I feel like it's crazy to me. This is a good litmus test, you could say, for people as to whether they have any judge of, personality or people being genuine. If you don't have some red flags that go off, I get if you just don't want to admit it because you think it looks bad. I get that. And hopefully deep down, you can at least be real with yourself and know that there are red flags here with Erica Kirk. I'm not saying I think she did it necessarily. I don't know what it all means. But you have to at least be honest with yourself that she does not seem genuine. And that doesn't mean that necessarily, maybe she is actually on so much psych meds right now. And I mentioned this before. Maybe she is actually on like a double dose of Xanax every time she speaks on camera, and the emotions just don't come out. And she's trying to hold some of it back so she can even get a sentence out. I could even get down with that, thinking that if there was some kind of truth to it. But there's something up. It just doesn't seem right. And there's no amount of guilt tripping or calling me a Democrat, liberal, crazy, blue-haired leftist. There's no amount of bullying and bullshit from you guys that is going to convince me to completely ignore every bit of my senses on this. So you guys just gotta deal with that. Sorry, Gavin McInnes. You're fucking Canadian anyway. Why should I even listen to you?
One of the law enforcement guys comes in. It's very sweet, but what do you say to someone whose husband just was assassinated so publicly? I said, I've been doing this for 30-some years. He said, I will never tell you that you cannot see your husband. He said, but I, in my professional opinion, think that you should wait to see him once he's at the mortuary. Because I don't think you want to see him like this. The room got quiet because half the room knew it's probably a good idea. And the other half of the room was like, there is no way she's listening to you right now. And I responded back to him and I said, with all due respect, sir, I said, I want to see what they did to my husband. And I want to give him a kiss because I didn't get to give him a kiss this morning. And I said the same thing to the doctor. When the doctor came in, I said, I want to see my husband. He said, I'll make sure that happens. And I did. And I got to see him. And when we walked into that room, he still looks so alive. Because he just, and I'm just so glad I saw him, because you know this, when you see someone pass at the mortuary, they never look the same when they're at the mortuary. They have this awful makeup and they're cold, and he was still warm and his eyes were slightly open. But you know what was so powerful, Jesse?
Bro, the whispering stuff. The story sounds a little fake too. Bro, the whispering and stuff, guys, there's nothing that you could never convince me that this seems genuine. And again, I'm not saying that means she had something to do with it. This is not some kind of fucking dog whistle for me to insinuate whatever. It's a possibility she had something to do with it, but that's not really, I'm really not trying to go that far and legitimately push that. There could be various reasons for why this looks the way it does, if we are being real. But to deny that it looks a little funny or off, to deny it completely because you don't want anyone to sniff down that path of blaming her, you're not any closer to being based in reality. You're just you're protecting somebody. You're not having a true confrontation with reality, with the facts. Here, gotta be careful with Twitter, guys. I don't want to show some tits.
Get into the room.
Oh God, she's talking again. Okay. This is the literal turning point. Gavin. Fucking idiot. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So I told you guys about the artificial intelligence stuff. This is Jesse on Fire. So we covered We covered a debate with him and Destiny. He debated Destiny on, I believe it was the insurrection or something. And we reviewed that here on this channel. Now, he didn't do that great in that debate. He's not like a complete fucking dunce or something, but he didn't do great. Destiny kind of put him in his place, if I remember correctly. But let's pull this up. Let's hear him out with this, because artificial intelligence might be hinting here that they have the wrong suspect. Wouldn't that be interesting? So he apparently got some artificial intelligence deal to compare. So it doesn't, he makes it clear here, the artificial intelligence isn't making a claim of matching or telling what someone's identity is specifically. All this thing is doing is going feature by feature and comparing faces, proportions, and everything, the shape and all this shit between, that's comparing between three faces. So we'll have, it's going to show this guy here, who we don't know who this is. This is just a guy on the famous picture from the security footage, the little bit of the footage the FBI decided to release to pretend that they knew or were being transparent with what was going on. They're going to compare this to Tyler Robinson and compare it to somebody else. Let's see what the AI says.
Ears are very visible, but the suspect's ears, I realize this is the AI enhanced one, but you can see that the ears are very visible. This guy's earlobes are not attached. Not attached. Not attached earlobes. Tyler Robinson, however, attached earlobes. His earlobes are attached. Now, let's look at something else very important to what we're doing here today. Take a look at the shoes on the suspect. Take a really hard look at those shoes. A really hard look. And look at details. Those do not appear to be black. Those appear to be gray. Okay. Now, sometimes coloration on photos can be tricky or whatever. So when you see these pictures of Tyler Robinson wearing black Chucks, looks like they're, you don't, there might be the same shoes, maybe, as long as you don't zoom in and recognize that these are Tyler Robinson's and they have a stripe right there next to the laces. And these ones, which are the suspects, do not. How about those shoes? Do these, right? Do these look like the shoes?
Busted.
Let me go back here. Those are the shoes from the suspect, right? Those are also shoes. Now, the laces are different, but the shoes are the same. Let's see if we can scroll up and see who's in that picture. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that Lance Twiggs?
Is that a furry?
Is that Lance Twiggs wearing the exact shoes that the shooter was wearing? And now let's bring the whole thing home, okay? If you look at the two, it's very challenging for me to see how anyone would look at the suspect photo and go, yeah, I think that's the guy on the right. But
bro, this is one of the things this is the Charlie Kirk assassination has been the litmus test, I feel, for people's intelligence and attachment to what you could argue is like something like objective reality, even though we could get really philosophical here, and we'll save that for another day. But I feel like this whole thing has been a good litmus test. The fucking as I was just ranting about for far too long, the Erica Kirk stuff. This is one of those things where I feel like if it's just a dead giveaway if you are like a good judge of people being genuine or not. You're a good judge of people acting. I feel like most people, you've got your fucking Netflix subscription to Prime Video, and you guys watch too much bullshit. That is what the problem is. Probably that is part of it. You watch too much bullshit. So when you see bad acting, in a real situation, you go, oh, this is just like that Netflix show I watch. And you think nothing about it. You just go along with it. And if you couple that with you don't want to be the person judging a widow on how she's grieving, you add those two things together, there's like no turning back for 90% of society. You're just going to go along with it. You pussies, you dumb pussies. That the Erica Kirk shit is a good litmus test. It's just like arguing that a 30-06 shot Charlie Kirk in the front. That is like a good litmus test if you have any fucking clue at all about firearms at all. That's like, if you believe that, you may as well be a retarded child in the context of having a discussion about firearms. You are so far off. It's like ridiculous. I feel like every step of the way, this has been like a litmus test to test how the fucking atrazine and fluoride in the water, if it's making people retarded enough. So when you look at the picture of the suspect that the FBI released in the middle, and then look at a picture of Tyler Robinson on the right, you just go along with it because you don't want to be the crazy person questioning the FBI. Even though those faces look nothing alike, you just don't want to be the crazy person, and you're completely off base with reality, so you just go along with it. Oh, you know what? It's a white guy, and maybe the hat is kind of similar. You know what? Yeah, that's probably him. Every like little bit of this has been a test, and 90% of people, I think, are failing miserably.
Listen, I am just a human being that can't just look and pick out specific features and then mathematically try to match them to the middle picture. However, maybe you guys have heard there are AI tools that now exist that can do that. So let's just take a look, right? So facial structure comparison summary. No, this document does not make any claims of identity. It only compares general facial structure and proportions between images for similarity analysis. Overview. The goal is to assess which person, left or right, shared closer facial structure features to the middle person wearing the sunglasses. The comparison focused only on consistent anatomical landmarks. Lance Twiggs is on the left and Tyler Robinson is on the right. Face shape, Lance. Jawline curve, Lance.
Uh-oh. Not looking good so far. So the AI is comparing facial features, and we're getting Lance all the way down the board here.
Chin point, Lance. Nose bridge width, Lance. Eye to brow distance, Lance. Face length versus width, Lance. 6 for 6. 6 for 6. That it's the schizophrenic boyfriend, trans boyfriend, who is connected to the radical queers of whatever.
Bro, and look at this. So this whole time we have been, and still I have my concerns with there being some kind of Israel connection. But just think of this whole time, they probably, I mean, it could be as simple as they got the wrong guy. Everybody remembers how when those text messages got released and people were kind of looking at them closely, a lot of people were going, there's something off here. These text messages read as if they're lines from a movie where, you know, they're trying to give you the backstory of a character, so they put it in a conversation that like a kind of conversation that would never happen in reality, you know? Like it's like bad, it's like a bad movie script. And it could actually be as simple as Lance Twiggs did this. Tyler Robinson wanted to take the fucking fall for it. It could be that simple. Moonlight vibe. Few people have discernment, and common sense. Yeah. Oh, and welcome. Is this yeah, sorry guys. The YouTube is still showing me the names weird on here. So I don't, Moonlight, welcome if you're new, if you're familiar around here. Sorry if I'm not recognizing the name. YouTube's kind of, I don't know what it's been doing with the live streams lately. It's showing me the names differently. I don't recognize like half the people. Kenny said, I feel like I'm being attacked. Kenny, you're fine. You can, no, you guys can enjoy your Netflix and everything as long as you can, if you're not so fucking, if your pineal gland isn't so calcified that you're completely detached from reality and accept acting as like real emotion, as long as you can like still kind of separate, you can have whatever entertainment you want. Just gotta stay sharp. All right, let's see here. It's 9:20. I wanted to get off early, but I did save. I got some other shit saved with this. Let me see here. So, dude, that's fucking interesting, though. I don't know if you could. I wonder if other people, I would like other people to try that, compare the faces with AI and see if you can ever get an AI to agree that that looks like Tyler Robinson. Even artificial intelligence thinks you people are retarded. Did I save that other one? Oh God, there's some stuff I want to play, but I kind of want to save it. I kind of want to say this. It's pretty funny. Hold on a second. Adam Wiley, what did he send me? Guys, if Adam Wiley sends you a message, don't look at it. Okay, let's look at this, because I saved this. I forget what this chick gets into. Oh, you know what? And I could show you guys the people talking on. I could show you guys some of the shit from that Natalie girl's Instagram where she's shitting on Candace constantly.
Kirk is a plant.
Charlie wrote you letters.
I know.
Every week?
Every Saturday. So he would turn his phone off to honor the Sabbath. He would come in, open the junk drawer.
Yeah, me too, guys. On Saturdays, I turn my cell phone off to honor the Sabbath. Me too.
Everyone has a junk drawer. Open the junk drawer, said Shabbat Shalom, put it in there, turn the phone off, slam the door, and he felt so free because he was unreachable.
Are you kidding me? Shabbat Shalom. They are rubbing it in our faces at.
Bro, it's fucked up. Rainey, I saw you put that earlier. Yeah, no one mentions the lack of snot. Oh, Moonlight, you're new. Well, welcome. Glad to see you. Look, I voted for Trump, and I'm not really, right now I got my problems with Trump. With this stream, we really do. I'm trying to, build a community and a space here where we can just be real, and we're not leaning on supporting some fucking political candidate or something. We're not essing off some politician so hard that we can't fucking, have discernment when digesting reality. Okay, that's what and there's plenty pro and anti-Trump and whatever pro and anti-Democrat stuff I get in my chat, and if people have valid points, I take a look at it and deal with it and whatever. So yeah, feel welcome. Whatever political affiliation, whatever. We're just trying to have a fun-based stream here. Hot blondes don't do snot. Bro, I'd love to show you guys. I don't know if I really did want to be off by like 9:30, so I don't know if we'll get too deep into the shit I have saved on Insta with that other chick's page, because it takes a lot of reading comments. But yeah, dude, it's crazy. Richie April, what are you getting into here? Dark Matt Steve, what if you met Roger Stone at a meet and greet and it went bad and he got in your face? Do you think you can take him? Honestly, bro, Roger Stone, that's 50-50 at best for me. Dude. Yeah, Roger Stone looks like he kind of looks like one of those old guys that has some like muscle there and muscle memory and it won't go away. And he's probably like, he's one of those, looks like he's one of those old guys where if you went and grabbed his arm, it would feel like you're squeezing on like a 4x4 or something, And if he punched you, he could knock you out in like one fucking punch. Some of that real old man strength. Have I seen his nudes? Is he a weightlifter? I didn't even know that. Is that true? Because he does look like he's like kind of like a healthy kind of thick. I don't fucking know, but he could probably whoop my ass if I'm being real. Oh yeah, let me get back to this tab. Stone looks like a fucking vampire. He does kind of. He'd put on a Richard Nixon mask before the fight starts. He probably would. Isn't that who he has? Doesn't he have a Nixon tattoo on his back? That's Roger Stone, right? Or is it Reagan? I don't fucking remember now.
At this point, Erica Kirk is a honeypot for sure. I'm sorry, the fact she can say that with a smile on her face shows that she was in on it. Not to mention what Charlie Kirk said in his final days. How about those 12 Israeli phones at the UVU campus that Candace Owens mentioned? Nope, they placed her in. They placed her in to replace Charlie to continue the pro-Zio propaganda. Because otherwise he would have taken everyone at Turning Point with him. Charlie turned their back on them in the final months. Turning Point USA put Ben Shapiro on his show after they took him out, and they're literally all sitting here smiling. Everything that Charlie said in his final days just proved him right. He was betrayed by everybody. Erica Kirk is a plant.
Bro, so if we're being real, I would say we don't have proof that she was in on it or whatever, but I don't like the way any of this looks. I don't. This lady is going to go a little further than me. I would say I agree with like half of what she said there. On his ass? That's where the tattoo is? Are you fucking kidding me? I thought it was on his back. That stresses me out. That stresses me out thinking about Roger Stone having a tattoo on his wrinkly ass. Okay. Let me drop that for a second. Bro, y'all want to see? Oh, hold on. Bro, this shit was funny as fuck. I just saw this today and I saved it because I thought this was fucking hilarious. Look at this.
A week before.
This is brilliant. Watch this here. A week before the puppy is born.
Before the puppy is born, they're literally ripping apart the puppy in the mother's womb, limb by limb, suctioning out the brain of the puppy. That they should protect all puppies even starting in the womb, you know what I mean? Yeah. They're actually doing the same exact thing to human beings. Actually, what they're doing is, this was the abortion center in DC. That was a Harriet right there. She was actually 30 weeks old. So just like with puppies, they're actually taking human beings. And they're ripping them apart in the womb. So there's just a petition to sign for saving babies as well.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh my God, bro. So this fucking guy, some conservative Republican guy, likely, he's walking around with a petition, getting people to sign it. And he starts off by showing he doesn't say it's puppy abortions, but he describes an abortion happening to a puppy, where he's like, there's some dogs, they're taking the puppies and they're cutting them up inside the womb and pulling them out piece by piece, and it's a terrible, disgusting thing. And people are like, oh my God, sign my name twice. And then he flips to the next page and he's like, actually, they're doing this to people too. They're actually aborting human beings like this, where they cut them up and pull them out piece by piece from the womb. They're like, oh.
With this, thank you.
You're okay with you mean you're not signing it for the babies?
Just puppies.
Just the puppies. Oh.
Are babies less important than puppies? A week before the puppy is born, they're literally ripping apart the puppy in the mother's.
Y'all got. The puppy is cuter. He's trying to be funny there. Y'all got. You're not funny. You're silly, and you got.
Womb, limb by limb, suctioning out the brain of the puppy. That they should protect all puppies even starting in the womb, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're actually doing the same exact thing to human beings. Actually, what they're doing is, this was the abortion center in DC. That was a Harriet right there. She was actually 30 weeks old. So just like with puppies, they're actually taking human beings. They're ripping them apart in the womb. So there's just a petition to sign for saving babies as well.
Yeah, I'm okay with this, thank you.
You're okay with you mean you're not signing it for the babies?
Just puppies.
Thank you.
Bruh.
Are babies less important than puppies?
The puppies are cuter.
A week before the puppy.
The puppies are cuter. People do like puppies, yeah. Yeah. Somehow a puppy is, to the white Western man's mind, a puppy is more the symbol of cuteness and innocence more than their own child. Somehow the goy slop has got us thinking that we should protect puppies more than human beings. That's interesting. Moonlight, what are you saying here? I'm surprised as to why didn't Candace mention anything about the Erica comment mentioning observing Saturday, but made emphasis to a Catholic priest being there at TPUSA event recently. What? Oh, I see what I see what you're saying. Candace didn't mention anything about. Well, maybe she did. That's the thing. I did not watch the full. What is it? It's normally like an hour long. Candace's show. She may have mentioned it. The clip that I had saved didn't have that. Let me see because I saved a different. That other guy. This other guy that reposts a lot of Candace's stuff. Let me pull that up real quick just to make sure we didn't miss. It'll probably be a lot of the same shit. So, but let's see if there's any extra added to this clip. What is it? Is this it? 2 minutes? I think this. Yeah. Hold on. Here, let me get you guys back over on the Twitter tab. We'll just take a quick look at this. Kenny asked, do they name unborn puppies? I don't know what kind of fucking psycho names unborn puppies. You know what the problem is, Kenny? Is, well, depending on the breed of dog and stuff, sometimes you don't know how many puppies you're going to get. It's rare that people actually get their dog x-rayed or something. One time, I've told you guys before that my mom used to breed dogs when I was like a kid. I was in like late elementary school, all through middle school, and most of high school, my mom was like a dog breeder. She at least had some, some litters of puppies. She sort of started with boxers and did schnauzers, dachshunds, French bulldogs. I think she bred my brother's bull terrier. Did she? Maybe not. But anyway, yeah, she was a dog breeder. So one time our dog it was my mom's boxer, and she was so blown the fuck out. Her belly was huge, and this was her second litter of puppies. I don't remember how many it was, but it was over 10 puppies. It was in the teens. I want to say it was something like 13, or it was like ridiculous, dude. For a boxer, bro, I think her first litter was like maybe like 4 or 5, and she was blown the fuck up. Bro, she looked like she went through Wonka's factory and ate the blueberry thing or whatever. The bitch was huge. And we got her x-rayed, and all you could see was just like a bunch of skulls and spines. You couldn't tell how many were fucking in there. We thought there was like 10, and it was over 10. I just remember we were fucking shocked. This dog kept popping out these puppies. We thought she was done. We got to like 10, and we were like, okay. We counted like 10 skulls and spines, and it was over that. But yeah, that's probably part of why no one names the puppies. You never know what you're gonna get with them when they're blown out like that, especially.
Out that there were 12 Israeli purchased cell phones on the ground at Utah Valley University, and maybe this just maybe is one of the reasons why Kash Patel was freaking out and needed to shut down Joe Kent's investigation into a foreign intelligence agency involved in the Charlie Kirk assassination. Check this clip out.
And nobody had accused them. A thief runneth when no one pursueth, right? Well, here's some explosive news for you that I can now, beyond a shadow of a doubt, confirm. Putting my name on this. Not only can I confirm this, but I can publicly challenge the very Zionist occupied Trump administration, who is aware of this, to deny it, to come out and say, no, that's not true. Okay? And if Kash Patel is done crying about the mean tweets on the internet regarding his sensational singing girlfriend, he can also certainly make the time of day to deny what I am saying if it is untrue, right? Because this is pretty relevant. Now, I should say that some people had actually reported this earlier, like Mel. I've been telling you to follow her, Village Crazy Lady over on X. She was actually very early with this reporting, and I had heard rumors and rumblings, but I wanted to make sure that I had verifiable proof, enough proof that I would go out on a limb, as I'm doing right now, and asserting that it is authentic and it is real. Ladies and gentlemen, there were, for whatever reason, 12 Israeli cell phones on the ground at Utah Valley University the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. This has completely spooked the people that are very high up in government. Now, to be clear, I don't mean that there were 12 VPNs that were switched and routed through Israel on that day. I mean that there were 12 personal cell phone accounts that were opened in Israel, okay? Like you go into Verizon in Tennessee or in Connecticut and you open your phone. I am saying that they opened their phones in Israel, those accounts in Israel, and they were on the ground on September 10th at Utah Valley University when Charlie was shot. Now, the NSA knows this. Kash Patel knows this. People in the current administration know this, and they are desperate for some reason to stop that information from being released to the public. Why? Because they're the most transparent administration ever? Is that?
They probably didn't tell us because they thought it wasn't relevant, right, guys? I mean, who cares if there's 12 allies at an assassination, right? They weren't there to hurt him. Like I said, they were probably there to protect him. And things just took a turn for the worse. What can you say? The trans kids outsmarted our Israeli allies that were on scene that day. Trans furry. All right, guys, it's 9:39. I'm gonna get out of here. I just wanted to update everybody with some of the new Candace drops because dude, I mean, she's really been fucking absolutely cooking. I love it. I love the spices that she adds to her dishes. Let me close some of these down. So guys, tomorrow I might still stream tomorrow. We'll see, guys. I got a busy ass day at work tomorrow, and I'm hoping I can get off early enough so that I can stream a little earlier. So it turns out my buddy is not going to be in town by tomorrow. Okay. So the only way I won't stream is if I absolutely get my ass kicked at work. I would still like to hop on here because I had some other stuff saved for this week that I would like to get to. And it's more fun shit. You know, Friday, we'll have like a fun Friday and watch some funny shit instead of talking about grim stuff like Erica Kirk's lack of tears. So we'll do something like that if I stream tomorrow. I promise we won't do a workout stream or some bullshit like that. We'll do something fun. So just stay tuned. Maybe just check on the channel. I don't know. If I can, I'll go on at 6 or 7 or something like that. Don't be surprised if it's 8 o'clock or later though, because I got a busy ass day tomorrow. So anyway, thank you guys. Richie April, man, I appreciate that. Thank you, Terry. Good job, boss. Have a good night. All right, guys. So, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Scott Starber got the day off tomorrow. I might too. We'll see. Just stay tuned. Either way, I'll at least see you by Monday. I'll probably do a Sunday run day or something too. So, yeah, stay tuned, lovers. Thank you all for the support. I really, really fucking appreciate it. Times have been tough for your boy, Young Darky here. But we're wading through it, lovers. So I'll see you next time. Everybody take it easy. Love ya. Mwah.